This game is tea and is not suitable for kids. She stops at the side of a bookshelf and lets out a sigh of relief. She then turns to me.
今日もご本に囲まれて、ともやくん、ちょっとだけ待っててね。
She runs off to the librarian's desk. She takes out the mop and begins cleaning. I sit down on a nearby seat and I put the key and bag on the table. I look at the key's label again. Kotomi. The handwriting has large, round letters as if written by a child. I turn my head and look out a window. The sunny sky makes the rain yesterday seem like an illusion. The bright light is softened by the curtains as it reaches the wooden floor. She continues to slide the mop across the floor again and again. What do you do in the morning?
お家のこと、いろいろ。
She answers while mopping. I wonder if she means she does housework. Since she makes her own lunchboxes, I'm sure she keeps her house in order. Uh-huh. It must be a lot of trouble.
うん。
Have you ever hung out with others?
うん。
Her answers are vague, possibly because her attention is focused on cleaning. She's mopping an even larger area than before. I'm staring at her in a daze. After a while, she finally finishes cleaning. She puts away the mop and brings out her cushion. She takes a pile of books out of her bag and puts them on the table. Picking out each book one by one, she makes a circle on the ground. She dusts off her cushion and she throws it in the middle of the circle.
よし。
Okay, so she literally is doing the Arthurfane, where she's just is like moving around the circle reading each book. She stands on one leg to take off a sock.
あ、
She almost trips and hops around on one leg.
よいしょ。ね。
She manages to become barefoot. Now she's ready. Why am I staring at her? Wasn't I going off to find an empty classroom to kill time in? Looking at things objectively, aren't I just in her way? Weird feelings are welling up inside of me. Feelings of nostalgia and guilt are mixing deep inside my mind. I think I've experienced these exact emotions before. Yeah, it was yesterday when you experienced that. I think it was... When I come to my senses, I realize that she's staring at me. On the floor, the sunbeams are shimmering like a rain of fire. Why? I feel like I shouldn't be here. We're gonna ask if it's alright to stay, right? Hey, is it okay for me to be here? She's totally confused.
ここは図書室だから、この学校の生徒なら誰でも自由に入っていいの。
She gives a big smile. I could point out several issues, like how the library is supposed to be closed, or how the school shouldn't be open today, but that's not the problem.
私、名誉図書委員なの。
You think Tomi is confused that someone would like to spend time with him? That's possible. You already said that. She looks at me seriously and I'm thrown into confusion. Do I really need to be here? All I did the other day was take part of your lunch.
あ、ごめんなさいなの。今日はお弁当を持ってきてないの。
I didn't say that because I'm hungry.
そうなんだ。
She seems relieved but also dissatisfied. We keep wandering off topic. Hey, listen carefully before answering. Tsunohara is literally begging to be his friend. He has done that a few times, but you think it's just Stockholm Syndrome? Oh, man. In other words, are you happier when I'm here? Out of desperation, I ask her a loaded question. She nods as if that were a given.
とっても嬉しいの。
And then she gives her usual subtle smile. Alright. In the end, I decide to stay. I can't really change how useless I am, though. She probably just wants, like, the presence of someone else. What is it now?
ともやくん、ご本読む？
We read. Well, I have time to kill, so trying something new might not be so bad. Are there any books you'd recommend? The moment I say that, her face lights up.
それなら、
She examines each and every book she brought.
英語とフランス語、どっちが好き？
Don't judge others based on your own standards. Keep the books in Japanese, please.
翻訳でもいい？
Whatever. I give a half-assed answer.
それなら
She chooses a book.
これちょっとおすすめ。
What kind of a book is it?
かいつまんで言うと、人間の意識はアルゴリズミックではなくコンピューターには置き換えないことを量子力学論的立場から検証する本なの。
I actually understand that. I have no clue what you're saying.
とっても興奮するの。
And that was when Tomoya learned that Kotomi has vastly different tastes than he
読
does.
んでいるとじわき肉躍るの。
She apparently has abnormal fetishes that I don't understand. That's not what a fetish is. Do you have a more normal novel or something?
普通の小説？
She tilts her head to the side with a blank look. Like a best-selling book or something?
ね。
Next, she selects an old book with a black cover. It looks way too grim to be a bestseller. You do realize that the Newbery Award always goes to a depressing book, right?
これ小説とはちょっと違うけど、いろんな国で大ベストセラー。
Isn't it hard to read?
そう、子供も大人もみんな読んでるの。
It's really thick.
たくさんお話が入ってるから。
Is this the Bible?
私が一番好きなのはノアの箱舟のあたり。
She's best girl. I was wondering, I'm like, black cover, big book, kids and adults read it. Bible? Yep, it's the Bible. I look at the title carefully. It reads Old Testament. Oh. Okay, it's just the first part. Amen. I chant that and push it to the edge of the desk. Are you even Christian? Well, Christians use the Old Testament and the New Testament.
それでね、こっちにコーランもあるの。いろんな国で大ベストセラー。あと、こっちがラーマーヤナ。
Is the Ramayana, is that for Hinduism? I'm not sure.
いろんな国で大ベストセラー。どれもとっても素敵なの。
She's having a one-man religious war. There's nothing you don't read, huh? She answers without hesitation. Is she what they call a true book lover? Yes. Don't you have anything thinner and easier to read? One that would fit me perfectly? How do you read this? There are no pictures.
それだと、
She looks at my face. She pulls out the complete series of Foxtrot. She thinks deeply. She's now having a lengthy meditation session while staring at my face. She's trying to judge how stupid we are, I think. She seems to have arrived at a conclusion.
今ここにはないかも。
Thank you very much for that ruthless answer. Alright, I'll go find something to read on my own.
私手伝う。
No, it's fine. I stop her as she starts to follow me. If I choose a book by her standards, my brain will instantly evaporate. Just go read your books. I don't want to get in your way. Tomoya can read? Apparently. I leave her behind and go to the shelves. The fluorescent lights are off, so the area is dark, with cool yet stagnant air. The books are packed tightly together without any room to spare. I don't even know how they're organized. I wander around in the narrow passageways. Finding the section with novels, I pick one with an exciting-looking title. I look at the back and read the description. It's a war story written by a foreign fantasy author. This should do. I return to the reading table and see that she's completely immersed in her own book. Feeling relieved at this sight, I open the cover of my book. I'm bored within 3 minutes. The writing is too philosophical and uptight. The words are also archaic. Not many people would enjoy reading something like this. Let's find one about murders or disasters, something flashier. While thinking that, I let out a huge yawn. This is the problem I have with finding books to read. I close my eyes. I feel a soft light beat against my eyelids. Sleep overtakes me right away. I listen carefully. In precise intervals, she continues turning pages. It sounds like waves breaking on a distant shore. Why did it just turn pink for a second? Not a doctor, but if Kotomi is autistic, then Tomoya has ADHD. I could believe that. I'm trying to put out the fire. I clench my teeth and keep dousing it with water. The orange flames flicker as if they're alive. Beyond the fire, someone is crying. Adults who I don't know come to put the fire out right away. Someone behind me, someone I'm protecting, is crying. Tiny hands cover her face as she sobs. What? Why are we getting the really sad music? I wake up. I think I was dreaming of something, but I don't remember what. Traces of a feeling similar to regret linger in the back of my mind. I realize that I've slept through the lazy afternoon. I should go home. I pick myself up and look around. It's evening. The walls and floor of the library are tinted with gold. In this golden world, she's still here reading. She doesn't even notice that her own shadow has fallen on the pages open before her. Let's go home. No answer. Hey, Kotomi. Still no answer. I'll have to use my final weapon. Kotomi. Chan. Her fingers stop turning the pages. Why do you feel like crying? It's 'cause of the music. Her eyes look up from the book and she slowly turns to me.
Tomoya.
The two of us gaze at each other for no reason. It's pretty embarrassing. We better get back or we'll be in trouble. She finally comes to her senses and frantically looks at the wall clock. Won't your family be worried? Possibly because she wants to read more, she gives me a vague answer. But I can't leave her here in this deserted school building. Let's continue tomorrow, okay? When I say that, she seems to agree. She closes the book and stands up from the floor. She stops at a corner. Neither of us have said a word since leaving the library. It doesn't feel awkward, though. The evening wind comes down from the mountains, unbelievably cold compared to earlier in the day. Her childish hair decoration and her long hair flutter in the wind. I look down at the ground. Two shadows stretch before us down the street. Which way are you? I mean, which way is home for you? Incidentally, I'm this way. We point in opposite directions. Why does every girl live as far away from us as possible? The area isn't entirely deserted, so I think it'll be fine. Alright. Take care. Yeah. See you tomorrow, Kotomi. I wave and start walking. Kotomi remains standing there. Holding onto her bag filled with 9 books, she stares at me. What? Nagisa lives close? Oh, I guess. But I feel like when we get here, every girl's like, I live the opposite direction. Yeah, I know. I answer her. I'll be looking forward to it. In the evening light, Kotomi smiles bashfully. She then starts walking. She probably walks faster when she's alone. She shrinks into the distance right away. It's exactly like yesterday evening when she held her umbrella. She probably went straight home afterward. I wonder if she really doesn't have any friends. I mumble that and I shake my head. I don't like to be nosy. I raise my left hand and stretch to the evening sky. School starts again tomorrow. I'll be eating lunch with Kotomi now. Thinking about how Furukawa will react when I tell her, I feel a little down. You already told her! I find it hard to believe that Furukawa will invite someone else in my place. But I can't tell her to skip class so we can eat together. Thinking that reminds me of something. I recall my conversation with Kotomi today. She said she's not in a club. I smile at my idea. I better tell her before I go to the library. Meaning, I have to get to school on time. Are we going to invite her to the drama club? Out of habit, I become melancholic. Now then. She would be even worse than Nagisa in the drama club. I stretch a bit more and start walking. Still don't know why we got the super sad music for that part. That wasn't a sad moment. Monday, Monday, Monday! Doesn't matter if we sleep in or go to bed at a normal... we literally just said, guess we gotta get to school on time. So, let's get to school on time. Alright, this is for... Oh, this is Tomoyo. Her eyes are fixed on the Sakura tree, eh? It was not sad, it was just as he said, it felt melancholic. Yeah, that's true. We don't need good members, we just need members. Fair enough. I don't remember this psalm. Sorry, Tomoyo. Well, it doesn't matter to me if someone else is late to class. I climb up the hill alone. It was caused by the weird dream he had in the general atmosphere. That's fair. Wait, I thought we had to get to school on time to talk to Nagisa, or Kotomi, whichever one we were going to talk about, to join the club. Third period is over. Because of the teacher likes to tell stupid stories, most of the break is already used up. I head over to class 3B in a hurry. I nonchalantly look for the open door. I find Furukawa right away. Does every classroom have the same students? Isolated from various cliques, she's sitting alone at her desk. Oh, Furukawa! Furukawa! I whispered her. Furukawa! She notices right away and starts glancing around the room. Over here.
Oh.
I wave to her and she walks over to me. Every class is the same. So there are 3 of every student in the school. Hey, Furukawa. Are you free after school today? It's about the drama club. Just then the bell rings. One after another, the students in the hallway go back to the classroom. People are looking at us because we're just standing here. Anyway, I need to talk to you after school, so wait in the club room. I'll explain then. See you. I leave the confused Furukawa behind, and I walk away from Class B. Now then, it's a pain in the ass to get out of class once it starts, so I decide to skip 4th period entirely. I stay in the hallway and walk to the restroom. I enter a stall and wait until the sounds of the teacher's slippers fade. I return to the hallway to find it empty. All I can sense is tension seeping out of the classrooms onto the linoleum floor. The cafeteria isn't open for business yet, so I duck inside to pass the time. Waiting around with nothing to do just makes me hungry. I regret not buying some bread this morning, but it's too late for that. Is Kotomi in the library already? I wonder what kind of bread she'd like. I should try getting a sweet bun that I normally wouldn't buy. My head snaps up in surprise when I hear a noise. I make eye contact with the old woman lining up the bread. Hey lady, I'd like a bun. Why aren't you in class, sweetheart? She says that teasingly with a huge smile. Thanks to the head start I got by skipping class, I can buy as many of the popular chocolate bar buns and fried cutlet sandwiches as I want. After paying, I head back to the vending machine to buy some green tea. Japanese vending machines are very different from American vending machines. With my catch of the bread of the day in the paper bag, I head to the library. Where did they find this lady? Maybe she's the same old lady who found, like, the 1,000 yen bill and, like, freaked out at us. Probably not. Oh, I did not mean to scroll up. I'm greeted as soon as I enter the library, as if she had been waiting for me. Yeah, nice weather today, huh? Wait. When I see what's on the table, I groan. It isn't the usual small container, but a large lunchbox used for picnics. How many people is that for?
Kotomi-chan to Tomoya-kun de 2人分.
How did they find the lady? She's too nice at your school. It will be, what, you buying? Look, I thought we were going to do halvesies with your lunchbox and my bread.
半分こして食べるの。
She happily repeats what I said. If you made enough for 2, then we're now eating for free.
Hmm?
She really doesn't get it.
ああ、そっか。ともやくん、頭いいの。
I don't know how to react when I hear that from you.
うん。
Whatever. I'm hungry, so let's eat. I pull a chair over and sit down.
うん。食べよう。
Kotomi sits next to me. She opens her lunchbox. A salmon fillet, fried chicken, fried shrimps, chicken sauté, hamburger steak, omelet, cherry tomatoes, fries. The array of side dishes fills the box to the brim. Oh, Dane! She is just skyrocketing towards that best girl status, isn't she? Isn't there enough for 4 here?
たくさん食べれば大丈夫。
She's assuming that everybody eats like I do. She says that as if it were nothing, or rather, like I used to. I eat less now. Well, I'll give it a shot. Don't get mad if I don't finish.
うん。これともやくんのお箸。それでね、私のお箸はこれ。
Lunchbox always seals the deal for Tomoya, except for Ryo's.
手を合わせてください。
She says it properly with her hands pressed together like she's the student on lunch duty in grade school. On a whim, I follow suit.
いただきましょう。
Let's eat.
さあ召し上がれ。
I grab the chopsticks and wonder where to start. I go for the fried chicken first and put it in my mouth. I savor it.
おいしい？
Yeah, it's good. You actually don't eat a lot, so it would be a nightmare for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much there is, but... The moment I answer, she beams. This is embarrassing. Is there anything you're picky about? I'm talking about food, by the way.
ううん。好き嫌いせずに何でも食べるの。
Then feel free to take any that you want. I bring out the buns I bought.
うん。
What's the matter? Never seen these before?
うん？
She made so much, but it probably took so much time for her. Maybe. There are some fiends... Actually, I find it most fiends that you cook, if it's like cooking twice as much of something doesn't really take any longer than cooking the normal amount. There are exceptions, but like... For example, like cooking soup for 8 people really doesn't take any more time than cooking soup for 4 people. But again, yeah, she made a whole bunch of different dishes, so that would definitely take up time. She grabs the closest bun and tears the wrapping off. She peers closely at it. That's a cream-filled brioche. These are a chocolate bar bun, a fried chicken sandwich, and a teriyaki chicken egg sandwich.
うん。
She turns it upside down and looks inside. You won't see anything but cream. She ignores me and takes the sandwich in her hand. I decide to let her do what she wants. I go for a piece of stewed pumpkin in the corner of the lunchbox. This one is pretty good, too. Did you stew this yourself? Hey, what are you doing?
Hmm?
Stop taking the sandwich apart to see what's inside.
こ
Crinkle, crinkle. Stop putting it neatly back together and stuffing it back in the wrapper. Don't look so
う
confused.
それじゃあどうしたら。
Just eat it. She nods. She chomps down on it and starts chewing. Gulp. Good?
うん。とってもとっても美味しいの。
Well, let's just invite Nagisa, Tomoyo, Sunohara, Ryo, Kyo, Fuko, and the entire class. She glances at the part she bit into and answers me with a little confusion in her voice. It's a regular bun from the school store.
私いつもお弁当だから。
You make lunch for yourself all the time?
うん。
That's nice.
うん。
Kotomi is still staring at the sandwich. With steady hand, she rips it exactly in half.
ともやくん。はい。半分こなの。
There's another piece you haven't eaten yet. I'll take that one.
半分こ。
Hey, I was just...
半分こ。
You need more Akio, to be honest. We'll get more of him in the Nagisa route, I'm sure.
半分こ。
Wow, she's adamant about it. Well, I guess it's all the same. I accept the half and toss it in my mouth. It's tasty, but not enough to move me to tears.
なんだかとっても幸せ。
Her bangs flutter as she smiles. I start chipping away at the pile of food in the lunchbox. Yeah, come on. Homemade, store-bought. We're gonna go with the homemade. Phew! As I finish eating, lunchtime begins for the school. Burp. I wash it all down with some green tea and take a break.
ごちそうさまでした。
She puts her palms together and bows slightly. It was good, thanks.
ともやくんのパンも美味しかったの。
Wasn't my bread, it was Grandma's bread. Glad to hear it. In front of me is the empty lunchbox.
きれいになくなって幸せ。ともやくんとことみちゃんと仲良く半分こ。
I ate most of your lunch.
でも半分こ。
Can you make less next time? I had a hard time finishing everything.
うん。
She closes the lid of the lunchbox and wraps it in a cloth. What are you going to do now?
ん？
I mean, what do you do and where do you go after eating every day?
教室に戻って休み時間が終わるのを待ってるの。
I thought as much. She can't eat lunch or sit on the floor to read whenever students are here.
午後の授業が始まったらまたここに戻ってきてご本を読むの。
What about after school?
外出時間が過ぎたらもう一度来ることもあるけど大抵はそのまま家に帰るの。県立図書館に行くか本屋さんに行くこともあるけど。
In other words, you don't come here during normal hours. She nods.
ここは私だけのものじゃないから。
She stands up as she says that and starts organizing the books scattered on the floor. It's almost time for lunchtime library hours. She must be planning on gathering her things and leaving. She appears to be doing whatever she pleases, but she never leaves the boundaries she set for herself. I think that's part of who she is. Are you free after school today?
Huh?
Is there anything that you have to do?
ないけど。
In that case, can you come with me after school for a bit? There's someone I want you to meet. Her hands stop as she turns to give me a blank stare.
その人って
She looks around nervously.
いじめない？
No! I don't like how her eyes got more reflective when she said that. I think we have a long road ahead of us. No. Nagisa is like the sweetest girl. Just as 5th period concludes...
Yeah!
Oh, okay, we're gonna skip all this. Alright, so... there's another reason we should get out of here and have some fun. Yep, good luck and go have fun. I take my bag with me as I exit the classroom.
おい、一緒に行かねえの？
No, we are not getting the Nagisa route yet. That's gonna be the last one we do. Something stupid came up that I have to deal with. I leave my answer hanging there for him to do whatever he wants with, before heading down the hallway on my own. We decide to meet by the stairwell. Kotomi is already waiting there.
ともやくん、こんにちは。
As usual, she's wearing an obviously stiff expression. Good girl. I'm glad you didn't run away.
いじめない？
I won't, so let's go.